like in arguments and things. Like, just let it go.
Let it go, let it go.
It's all you and
as
this.
I'm thinking
You don't even have a daughter, so you have no. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say.
I
that
might
because
have a daughter.
Maybe there's a daughter.
Why are you trying to?
We'll find out soon.
Listen.
We'll find out soon if there's a daughter. But if this is a daughter, she doesn't know about Frozen yet. So don't be singing about Frozen.
If I have a daughter, because I got 3 sons. Alright, hello guys. Welcome to another episode of Young, Free and Coupled. We done it together. I like when that happens. That's a good sign. My name's Issa.
And I'm Shemeika.
And guys...
I don't know why I tilted my head to the side, but hey.
Are you like a news reporter? Today in the news. Is that what they do?
Not that I know of.
Today in the news, we have
unless
some
it's
news
a new
for you.
thing.
But guys, thank you for tuning back in. Whether you're on the audio podcast
or the YouTube channel,
thank you for coming back, or thank you for checking us out. Okay? We basically bring you in on our conversations when we're talking about all different aspects of our lives, parenthood, marriage, just trying to spend time together, day-to-day family stuff, being a dad, being a mum. So we got lots of things for lots of different kind of people.
Stop picking your nose.
I didn't. I was picking. I was scratching my nose, top of my nose.
I'm just joking.
Okay, yeah. In case people are thinking,
they can see. Oh yeah, there's some people that can't. Yeah, he was picking his nose. He was.
No. Yeah, guys. I just want to say, really, thank you, because you've been going on YouTube, and we've only just started on YouTube, innit, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're putting our stuff out there, and you guys are liking it. You guys are saying a few comments here and there. You guys are subscribing to our channel. It means a lot to us.
It means a lot. It means a lot. We give you our life. We give you some of our life. I don't give you all of my life. But we give you the honesty about the things that we do, the things that we've been through. We just speak honestly,
Mm-hmm.
and not politically correctly. We just speak as if it's just us and him, but we're talking to you guys. But not only that, without you guys, our podcast won't be spread. Other people won't know about it. Well, we do the most we can on, mostly Issa on social media. But when you guys watch us and share with a friend or family or other people that might be going through situations that we've been through or we are going through, that really helps a lot to build our community. And if we build our community up, there'll be opportunities for us to do more things, like live events. Maybe we look forward to doing live events and just anything that can broaden our
scope.
Exactly, our platform, and
But no, carry on. I don't want to cut you.
Yeah, carry on.
One thing that's really important to us, okay, and you tell me if you agree with me, yeah, babe. We don't do those things for us. When those things happen, like if we do events or what stuff, like live events or whatever we do, it's not like for us. We're not the kind of people that we don't go around telling people about our business and stuff.
It is partly for us because we enjoy it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like come and do this thing to come and see us and to meet us and us. It's like,
what you mean is we don't do it for a selfish reason.
Yes.
We're not doing it for... I know what you're saying, and I do agree. We're not doing it for a selfish reason. We do it because it's true, on a day-to-day basis, we don't walk out on the street and start telling everyone our whole business and things that we've done in the past. We don't. But we're together, and we've created this platform so that we can talk about things, because we know that it can help people who are in our situation or who have been in our situation or or are yet to be in our situation.
Yeah.
You know, because there's certain things that we didn't know that we had to go through and find out ourselves.
That's
like,
right.
So us talking about these things that some people, like my mum said, like my mum listened to an episode and she was like, oh, like, you know, you're brave because the things that you talk about, I wouldn't, you know, my mum likes to keep her stuff quite private. And that's like me. I never talk about even with friends and stuff, I don't talk about my business. They're probably hearing a lot more on this podcast than anywhere else. But I just feel like if there's things that I've been through, then why hide it if it might help somebody, you know?
That's
so
right.
Yeah, and we enjoy, like, for instance, like my younger brother, when my younger brother goes through certain situations, I try to go back and say, listen, when I was your age, I went through this, I went through that, I did this, that and the other. You should learn from my mistakes. Any generation coming up after us should always do better than us.
Of course.
Because you see your siblings that have done wrong, made silly mistakes and stuff. And that's not to take away from you making your own mistakes. Everyone will make their own mistakes. But still, you can still learn from other people if you see, okay, well, they went through that. Maybe if I do something a bit different, you know, I won't be in such a position, I won't be in the same position that they've been through, you know. And that's basically why we created this platform.
Yeah. And it's very important to us. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch some stuff on YouTube.
I'm more YouTube and he's more podcast.
Yeah, so when we combine, we form a crazy team. But basically, the podcast that I like to listen to is stuff that I have like a small interest in, that I can learn more about. Yeah. Or something that I don't really know much about, but I'm interested in it. And podcasts are a really good way to learn about stuff. I don't really read much. I've got books that I want to read, and if I could read, but I spend a lot of my time listening to podcasts.
You can read?
I can read, you know. Just from the other day.
I didn't know.
When I was teaching the kids certain things, I'm learning myself too.
Okay. Me too. Homeschooling.
That's right. Everyone gets homeschooled. So basically what I'm trying to say is I hope you're learning something. I hope that when we talk about our issues and things that we've gone through, I hope you understand that we're saying it because we think it's important, like, for us to have these conversations and share them, because we believe that there could be people out there that could get help from it.
Yeah, and also another thing, when people see us together with our kids or something, I think what people see, because we don't just go out and be like, oh, this has happened to us we don't randomly go and tell people our business like that. So when people see us, they may have in their mind, oh well, look, they've been together for so long. Whenever they're together, they're so loving. Like that man, he's so good. He's always with his kids. He's with his wife. He treats her good. She makes him dinner all the time. She does, you know, they're just togetherness. And that is true, but that's all they see. And they might see they're just perfect. And yes, to me, like, this is like, I couldn't have wished for more from a relationship. I mean, there's always more that can be better, like, but still our relationship is great, but our relationship is not without its faults still till this day, and there are things that we have overcome to get here. Our communication, like me, I've always been open. I've always spoken like openly about whatever my issues and stuff. Issa never used to talk about anything, like, and he talks a lot more. Like, basically we grew to come to this point where we are.
Yeah. And
there's lots of stuff in 10 years that we can learn that right now we don't even know what more there is to learn, but obviously there's more out there for us to learn. We've only been together for 10 years, so, you know.
But,
like,
you know...
go on. But the point I'm making is, people might see, oh yeah, that's perfect, they're perfect and everything, but, and see, maybe see their relationship as not perfect, but they never know. Maybe what they're going through now is what things that we have gone through, and we've made it to this stage, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What I was going to say was, you know, you said, we've only been together for 10 years. Like, to us, that is short. because
Well, it's short if we intend to spend the rest of our lives together.
yeah,
isn't
but
it?
I mean,
Yeah.
like me, it doesn't seem like 10 years has gone by in any way because it's been fun.
It's because we
Most
still
of
love
it's
each
been-
other. It's because
We
we still really love each other. Like,
Yeah, we love to spend time
I
together.
know I get on your nerves and you get on my nerves, but we still like,
We proper love each other, man.
yeah.
Even though we have thoughts, arguments,
I think we've
great
learned-
times,
Yeah.
weird things happening, you know, things that make you want to pull your hair out. We always love each other. There's never a time where I thought, oh, I don't know if I love her. And it's been a long time.
And we've learnt to get over the small stuff and not make the small stuff so big. Even though I think generally, and I'm sorry women, but it's the truth, so don't get vexed that I'm saying this about women, because I'm a woman too, we do pick at small stuff. Like, well, it's not small to us, but we pick at small stuff. And I call it small stuff because to men, it's nothing to them. They don't even think about it. It's like, oh, why is she moaning about this? You know, why is she like, just, it's nothing to them. So we do, even though we moan about the small stuff, and I still do. I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, when Issa leaves the cap of the toothpaste off, I don't complain. No, I still complain. Just put the toothpaste on after however many years. Just put the little toothpaste on, please. Just put down the toilet seat, kids. Like, So we do moan about the small stuff, but generally we've learned to let small things go. Like in arguments and things, like just let it go.
Let it go, let it go.
It's all you and this.
As I'm thinking
You don't even have a daughter, so you have no. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say.
I
that
might
because
have a daughter.
Maybe there's a daughter.
Why are you
Maybe.
trying to?
We'll find
What?
out soon.
Listen.
We'll find out soon if there's a daughter. But if this is a daughter, she doesn't know about Frozen yet. So don't be singing about Frozen.
If I have a daughter, because I got 3 sons, I love my boys. My boys are gonna grow up to be better men than me, and I'm gonna make sure. And I make sure I'm not doing silly stuff that's get me into trouble. I stay clear of trouble. I'm as honest as I can be and stuff. I want to stay around for my boys because I want my boys to grow up to be great men. That's not a joke for me. I'm gonna make sure my
And they
boys
will be.
are great. I think I'm a good person. I want my boys to be great, the best ever. 3 of them. Do you know how much money I can make? No, I'm joking. I just want them to be great.
3/4.
3/4.
We don't know.
Like,
3/4.
I'm talking about as of now.
Now, okay,
like
yeah.
who
Yeah.
But if I have a 4th boy, that's number 4. Let's go out there, 5-a-side football team, take on the world.
But if you have a girl,
Still 5-a-side football team. However, I can do like girl kind of things. Like I was saying the other day to Shemeika,
go on.
I won't be doing no girl things. My girl will be doing girl things, and I will be doing it with her.
I'm like, well, girl kind of things like what? You're gonna
Like-
paint your nails and stuff.
Don't even know. But if she has tea parties, and I can help with the tea party and have tea party with her. My boys now ain't having no tea parties, yeah? They're not interested in that.
Do they even know what? They didn't.
Nah, they'll be like, tea party? What? If it was a Nintendo party, then yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wii party, tea parties, and Wii parties.
Yeah, a Wii party.
They
like-
had Ezekiel had a Wii party. They came and played games and stuff on Zeki's birthday.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And he loved it. But yeah, like it would be nice to do girl things because when we went swimming, we went with the boys' nieces.
No,
Okay.
they're cousins.
Sorry, they're
Mine,
cousins.
our nieces.
Our nieces.
2 nieces and 1 nephew.
Yeah. So it was nice because we were playing in the swimming pool, and then after we all came and had food, and I was like watching the girls, little girls.
But before that, when we was walking home from swimming, Issa was looking at my nieces, and he turned to me and he said, "Oh, babe, I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to like dress a girl."
Yeah.
Like, remember?
Yeah, like having young boys, all right, get them pants on and trousers and,
yeah.
you know, run and whatever.
And my nieces both had dresses on, so it's
yeah, and it was like,
had it-
if I'm
dress.
a father to a girl, I will be like learning about dresses and like, yeah, I can put a dress on and
Tights and
try to learn to do hair, and you know, it'll be really fun. But if it's a boy, I'm really like that. I'm not bothered. God, give me whatever you want me to have. I don't like to talk about I want to have a girl or a boy. It'd just be nice to have a girl because it'll be different. If I have another boy, that's another member of the team. Let's go. Yeah. But so yeah, that's family. That's family. I love my family. And you know, we've had some instances even today. You know, you got family and you got friends, and they both have their I don't want to say advantages and disadvantages. Like they're good and they're bad things, isn't it? And I look at friends as like different parts of my life. Like I haven't got one friend that's been my friend from when I was young all the way till now. And I quite like it being, I'm that kind of a person.
I think we both are.
Yeah. It's like I'll have friends for certain periods of my life. Well, there are some friends I have for a long time. I just don't speak to them often. But if I was to see them or speak to them, it's love. Like, yeah, come round to my house, let's have dinner, let's talk. But, you know, there's no friends that I've kept. Yes, this is my friend. I'm going to talk to this person about everything. I've got brothers, sisters. Now I've got my wife. I've got my children. You know, I've got a whole nother family. Shemeika's family, Shemeika's brothers and sisters and her mum, who I talk to and stuff. But the main people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis is my family. I love it like that. I love just being like the man of the house and having my family there. But we were talking about friends because, you know, every now and then people talk about, oh, my friend. I'm just not like that. And I actually like that a lot. Because to me, in my life, because I'm the way that I am and things don't really bother me so much, the things that my friends have done, it doesn't really bother me because I'm not attached to them in that kind of a way. I'm not like, how could you do this to me? How? Why? You know, I'm just like, okay, I won't speak to them for a few years. It sounds silly, but you get what I mean, innit?
It doesn't sound silly. Like, if people act certain ways that you don't agree with, then there's no need to be around them. There's no attachment. Like, you have friends, but as you evolve, if your friends don't evolve also, then it's just natural that you fall out of you still may love them and wish the best for them, but you cannot continue to be in a friendship with somebody who has differences of opinions, different kind of lifestyles, different differences. If you have a vision for your life and your friends cannot see that, or are nothing to do with that, but you have to find your own way, then there's a natural separation that happens.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes. Like, you shouldn't cling on to people. I just think you shouldn't cling on. Even with family, you always have love for your family, but if they are not healthy for you, or you're just on different paths, then you just can't be with them.
But do you know, this is a thing that between like friends and family, yeah? With family, it's like you love them. Let's say you grew up with them, or your brother or your sister, whatever, or even your parents. But you don't always like them.
Yeah. I've
got
family that I don't like, but I love.
Yeah. So it's like there's always that dynamic, whereas with friends, it's like you choose your friends. So it's like if as long as they're your friend, you always like them. Always. And sometimes liking someone is better than loving them.
No, but when I have proper friends, I love my friends. Like, I have a handful of friends that I can call friends, but do I see any of them? No. Have I seen any of them for a long time? No. Do I call them? No. I have my own life. And it may sound selfish, but let me tell you something. If me and my friend ever saw each other, or we meet up again, it's like they never left. It's like there was no gap. It's like we didn't have I've had 3-year gaps from seeing my friend. One of my friends moved to Manchester. Yeah, and she was born here originally. She lived in Manchester, then she came here as a teenager. Like, I spent a lot of my late teens and early 20s with her, like every day, and then I met Issa, we had a family, and we kind of drifted apart, and she went to Manchester. I didn't see her for years. Anytime she comes to London or anything, I've been to Manchester to see her, it's like there's no love lost. We just reconnect, and that's what a true friend is. You have understanding that you have to go your separate ways sometimes, because that's just how life goes. But the love is never lost, you know?
It's true.
And that's what a real friend does. Some friends don't even understand that. Like, some people, you drift apart from them and they hold a grudge against you. But at the end of the day, a relationship goes two ways, yeah? And I'm saying this because, like, I have, like, a family friend, yeah? We grew up together. Like, our mums were friends. We knew each other. So our mums have known each other, well, for as long as I was alive and as long as she's been alive. But we came out of contact and we recently saw each other. But she seems to have this feeling that I hurt her. I've hurt her because I stopped coming around to visit her and other things. But at the end of the day, I had a family, and when I had a family, I stopped visiting everyone. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't feel bound to anybody, no matter how close a friend we are. When it's my time to go and live my life, I don't feel that I have to justify to anybody why I was not around at the end of the day. You should have some sort of understanding, because the same way that I don't come and visit you is the same way that you haven't visited me. Yeah, so it should not, and not because I was always the one that was visiting you, because there's been times in my life when I've had no visitors. Yeah, when I was living in the park, who was there to help me? Nobody helped me. My brother was there to help me, to say, listen, I've got a friend, she's got a room, you can stay there. Yeah, when I was in my hostel, who was there? Like, certain people, you cannot be vexed, yeah, at me for not being around how you wanted me to be around, because there were certain times when I had nobody, and I have an understanding that other people live their life. So I don't hold a grudge that, oh, well, you wasn't here for me when I had no one, when I had no relationship with my mum, living in a hostel, you wasn't here for me. I don't hold a grudge against you for that, because at the end of the day, the situation that I was in, it wasn't because of you. I was just in that situation, and you still had to live your life. So you should understand, if I wasn't in your life, then it's for a reason. And if you don't come to me and ask me that reason, and you automatically just assume something and are hurt, then that's your business. Like, at the end of the day, and I'm saying this because this person really was, like, upset with me, and this is somebody that I've grown up with. We had baths together. When I was a child, I went to her house. Like, her mum, like, I love her mum so much. Like, her mum took care of me and stuff, you get me? And this person as well, I still love them. Nothing that they can say will take that love away, because that love is, like, ingrown in me. It's like we're family, innit? So, like, there's nothing that can take that away. But if your attitude is that I hurt you because I wasn't around, then to me that's immature, because you should have an understand. When I explain to you why I wasn't around, you should be able to understand it. And if you don't understand it, then if you want to hold a grudge against me, then it's your loss, because I'm a good friend.
Yeah, but you know what? When you told me about that, I was like, what? It's like, so, I don't know about the situations and stuff. But when you told me, like, oh, this person is not happy and blah, 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 I was like, why would someone not be happy with you? Because it's like, you don't even go around, like, gossiping. Loads of people gossip. You're just not like that.
Yeah.
You don't say bad things, and you're not spending all your time here, there, and everywhere. So I was thinking, what? I don't know, but you're like a passionate
person.
Yeah, if you like someone or love someone, like, you love them good and you want to help them, and you know.
Yeah, but another thing was that they weren't invited to my wedding. Okay, well, if you must know. Well, I've explained to this person the way that me and Issa got married. Yeah, we met at university. After, like, a few months, maybe 4 months of being together, I was pregnant. Yeah.
I done a thumbs up if you're listening.
Like, I had started going church and stuff, and I felt this like conviction that nah, man, we have to be married. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously we've had a baby, we were pregnant now, whatever. But I just felt like we needed, if we decided to be together, we should be married. We didn't have no money. We had absolutely no money. Like, Issa was working, I wasn't working. Issa was working, but we still had no savings to have a wedding. Like, my close friend, who I still don't see I haven't seen him for years, but I love him. He was there for me in times when I had nobody, and I love him dearly. Like, shout out to Frank. I love him so much, yeah. Like, he's like a big brother.
He's a good guy.
He's not even that much older than me, but I love him so much. It's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how long you haven't seen somebody. If they're your friend, you love them.
And you haven't seen him
for ages. But I love him. You get me? But he gave it to me, but he gave me money that helped with the wedding. Now, the people who got invited to the wedding was Issa's mum and her children. So that's Issa's and my mum and her children. No cousins, no aunties, no anybody. Nobody got invited. Nobody. Only like my friends that were actually around me at that stage got invited. So Frank got invited, like a few of my friends.
And a few
of your friends. And some people that were going to the church. A few people. We had to tell people at church that they couldn't come.
Yeah, because at first... They
assumed that everyone could come.
Because like with weddings in the western side of the world, it has to be lavish. Everyone's coming and eat up the food. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it in a bad way.
If you can't afford it, then you can't afford it. So I had to be like, no, everyone can't come. So with that being said, like, you shouldn't feel offended. At the end of the day, when I decided to get married, my thought wasn't everybody else. At the end of the day, it did cross my mind that, like, I wanted people to come. I wanted everyone to see, like, look, I'm having a baby, I wanted everyone to come. Like, even people I wasn't close to, I would want everyone to see. So for you to be, like, upset about that, you're being selfish. Because when I decided to get married, I didn't decide to get married for everyone else. I decided to get married because to me, it was the right thing to do in the sight of the Lord. And that's what I did. That's all I concentrated on. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, to give another side, it's not directly to do with that, but with me, like, Shemeika would also say, like, I'm not an emotional person. So... when it came to like inviting anyone, if someone couldn't come, I didn't really. I don't even think about it up to now. Like, if someone came to me and said, "Oh, I wasn't invited to," I'll be like, "Yeah, I just couldn't." I wouldn't even think about it again. I'll be like, "What? Do you like me still?" I don't know. You know what I mean? And when it comes to family. You know, family is a loaded word, but just because you're related doesn't mean you're like family, in it. Especially to me, because I don't really invest my emotions into many things.
No, it's true, but this person is not like we're not blood related, but I class them as family because I've known them all my life and I love them as such.
Yeah. So
there's nothing that they can do that's gonna make me not love them. Like, but at the same time, I'm not going to not tell my truth because you feel uncomfortable or because you feel like I did something to you. Just because you feel like I did something to you doesn't mean I did it to you. You may feel like I hurt you. Something that I did may have made you feel that way. It doesn't mean that I set out to hurt you. No, it means that I was in a place where all I cared about at that moment in time was doing the right thing, which was getting married. Yeah? The day that I was supposed to get married, I didn't even end up getting legally married.
Yeah, we didn't actually get married.
We forgot our pink slip that we were supposed to take to the registry. I was late. I was crying. I spent then I spent the night by myself. I didn't have no group of friends around me. You know, like how you get married, you have your bridal party. I didn't have a bridal party. It was me, and I drove myself to the wedding. I went to the hairdressers myself, drove myself to the wedding. I set up the wedding the day before. By the way, I was 9 months pregnant at this time. Yeah. I got to the wedding, and then I realised I couldn't get married at that point. So when I pulled up, I was crying. Like, when I realised, oh, you can't get married because you haven't got the pink slip, I was crying. And like people were coming up to me saying, oh, you know, I was saying, I don't want to talk to you. I didn't care who it was. I don't care how close of a family member was. I kind of lost all of my ability to be like, Shemeika, you can't talk to them like that's your so and so, or that's your like. I you know, all I cared about at that moment was I wanted to see Issa, because I had been on my own. I was late to the place. I thought I was already on, you know. I drove myself there, and then they told me that I couldn't get married because this pink slip that I had forgotten all about anyway. I was crying for a good however long until we got to we actually got married in Issa's mum's house by our church pastor. It wasn't legal because it wasn't a legal building, but we then got married a few days after in a registrar office with who? Just my mum and your mum. Yeah, and three other people. One person was like taking pictures, and the other three was like my mum, your mum, and someone else. Yeah. So like, and you know, I was going to say, when you were talking like that, oh, I don't want to talk to anyone. You know, some people for a second will be like, oh, like okay, but anyone who cares about you would understand. Yeah. And if they didn't look, my first ever pregnancy, my first ever let me tell you wedding. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm the kind of person, I love it so much when people say certain things to me, even though I might be a bit shocked, like, I can't believe you said that to me. So if someone said, oh, I don't like you because you done this to me, I've never told you, but I don't like you. Or, you know, when you like, you know, I can't think of something. Someone does something to you and you think, wow, I can't believe that person done that. That's really bad. After that initial, wow, I can't believe the person done that, I'm like, yes, I know how the person really is. And it's not to say that when someone does something bad, that's how they are, but it shows the trueness of certain situations. And I love those things. I'm glad that I know, rather than finding out worse in the future. Because I know that if the shoes were on the other foot, I know I would have full understanding. I don't hold grudges against people because they weren't in my life for such and such. I don't. I just understand that, listen, this is sometimes what happens. It's the reality of life. Life isn't easy and flowers and roses and daisies. We don't have like all the facilities at our grasp, you know? Like, so things are hard. So to me, if that's what you're going to be upset about, then you're only cutting your, what's the saying? Cutting your something off to spite your something. Cutting your like nose off to spite your face or something like that. You're only doing that because at the end of the day, you're missing out on something bigger. If you really know my heart, if you really knew the person that I was, you wouldn't feel that way. That shows me that you don't really know me. You have no like idea, and nothing that anybody says to me is ever gonna make me change the way, like, the way my heart, when I do something like me, I have a good heart, yeah, and I am a good friend. I have bad traits, like I don't call people all the time, things like that, but my heart, like, I always like do whatever I can for my friends, or you know, in that way. So like, if I'm not gonna change my stance on something because it makes you feel uncomfortable, I'm not going to change the way I feel. Like, I'm not apologetic for not being there in your life, because at that moment in my time I couldn't be there for you. But then at the same time, when you're having this grudge against me for not being there for you, were you there for me?
I don't know, were they? Let's tell the people
No,
now.
and nobody.
They weren't, so-
Nobody was there for me, but it's okay. To me, on my part of things, I understand why you weren't there for me. You had your own family. You were doing your own thing. I fully understand. I don't like. It's just life.
Yeah,
It's
but some
life.
people can't grasp onto life like other people. And I'm not saying that we are better at life than anyone else, but in certain areas, some people don't know the inner workings and they can't figure their way through things. I've got things part of my life that I can't figure out. So a lot of the time, I'm the one that's like, yeah, you know, don't worry, babes, whatever, you know, it's, you know, but I can't understand this thing that's going on. So, and like nowadays, it's like, it's all this stuff, like, you know, everyone's trying to be friends, like
The thing
everyone's
is, I've never been in anybody's life. Any of my friends can tell you that I've never been in. I don't have friends from primary school that I still remember and keep in contact with. From secondary school, I don't have friends. I have friends that I remember and I still like think of. I don't see them. Like my friend that I was really close to in high school, I saw her at somebody's funeral, and like we spoke and everything and whatever, and I still have love for her. Like she was the only friend that my mum ever let me go to her house. Like I have love for that girl. I haven't seen her for years. I still think about her from time to time. Like, but we drifted apart after school and that was it. But I don't keep friends like that. There's none of my friends that can say, okay, Shemeika was in my life for this period of time, and she's always been consistent. I haven't been consistent in anybody's life, because there comes a time when you drift apart. You may see them from time to time and you still have that love. The relationship is still there, but you're not going to see each other all the time. And to me,
There's a reason for that.
To me, that's how it goes. I'm not going to force myself to be like, oh, I have to go and see this person. I don't have time. I've spent every day with my children and my husband. Like, that's what I should have time for. There was a time when I wasn't even spending all my time with my husband. I was going out to chill with my friends and stuff. That's not more important than being at home with my husband and my children. It's more important to be with my husband and my children. It's more important to be there for my children and their needs than go and run down friend at the end of the day.
You know what? Nowadays,
I'm getting a bit passionate.
Yeah, I think a lot of things is to do with friend and like profiles. Yeah, so people wanna have friends. Oh, friend, I'm your friend on Facebook, and how many people liked my picture on Instagram and how many followers do I have? I don't care about those stuff. If I'm your friend in real life, there's very few of you, and so I bring that over onto the internet as well. Like, I don't really have people. I put myself out there, and then people who can appreciate it reach out, innit? And I think, wow, that's good, but I'm not running after no one,
because we can generally still talk to anybody that's not our friend. But you can have a genuine conversation with people. Like, you can meet somebody and just have a good old conversation. Do you have to be friends to have a good conversation or a good vibe with somebody? Like,
that's
no.
what I like. Conversation.
You can just talk to, like, you're supposed to be able to share with everybody, anybody. Like, you shouldn't be like in groups and sectors. Oh, these are my group of friends. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't be, because some people live their life that way. Some people have their friends and those are their friends, and they see them and they speak to them on a daily basis. That's the way they work, but not everybody works like that. And I don't work like that, so I'm not going to force myself to fit into that bracket so that I can be more popular or more this or more. No, I am who I am. No one can change me. Sorry, that's a song.
Oh, is it? I have no idea.
But it is what it is, and you know.
Listen, what you were saying about conversation, I like conversation more than friends.
More than friendship.
And maybe that's a weird thing to some people, but that's just how I am. I love having conversation with people.
Exactly.
I enjoy it, because there's a lot of people that can't have conversation, you know. They can talk to you, they can say hi, and then it's like they don't know what to say. Or you start talking to them and they're just like, they don't know what to say to you. They have nothing to say. They don't know how to
Sometimes,
get a conversation.
You'll be fueling the conversation, but you're just getting little one-word answers and stuff, and it's like, okay.
But I like the back and forth, like a tennis match, like not in a combative way, but like I'm
but you
talking.
Like to agree sometimes or disagree. Sometimes hear other points of views. Like it's not just all one way.
Exactly. So I'm saying something, and then someone conversing with me, and we're talking about stuff, and the conversation goes all these different places. Like the other day, there's a podcast that I listen to. They're called Egos and Opinions. Okay, and it's a man. He's called Weave, and there's a woman. She's called Ivy. Really good podcast, and I enjoy the conversation that they have, because they don't just talk about what's going on now. Like, oh, this week this celebrity did this, so we're going to talk about it. Oh yeah, this celebrity did this. I don't care about celebrity. To me, celebrities are they're not all mentally okay, but their lifestyle, from what I see, is okay, because they make a lot more than the average person. I don't know how they spend.
Their lifestyle is not realistic to the average person.
No, it's not realistic, but most of them have a gift, and they use, or some of them exploit that gift to make a lot of money. But money matters to a certain degree. It doesn't matter the most, but I don't like to watch what celebrities are doing, because that's their life. I'm trying to make my life better. But anyway, that's what we're talking about. Anyway, with this podcast, it's really good. I spoke to this guy. He's called Weave, right? On the internet. I spoke to him over Facebook a few times, and then eventually I called him, or he called me over Facebook, and we had a good little 30-minute chat. And I appreciated that a lot. It was a good conversation. And then we both get on with our lives, and then whenever certain things happen, we might have a little talk again. That's what I love. I like having people like that. If I could have people like that all over the world, I'll love it. So when like you guys decide to contact me, you take time out of your life to contact me, like how I'm doing this. You might have something to say back. There's like another guy, Semra. He messages us and stuff, and I message him back, and we have a bit of banter and stuff. That's what I like. If I could have loads of people like that around the world, I'll be so happy. Yeah. People that I can just talk to. Oh, where are you from? Oh, wow. What's going on over there?
That's how you learn from talking to different kind of people with different perspectives, with different everything. You shouldn't be enclosed into this certain, oh, I live in London, and all my friends are round where
and if you're not from here,
there's so much more than just the little place where I come from. There's so much more in Africa, America, India. There's so much more that we don't know about, because we're stuck in England.
It's not like
England.
Okay, I'm from London, so if you're not from here or you look a bit different, I don't like. Let's not talk.
We're not going to have anything in common, because you come from Africa and you live in a village. That person in the village could have much more wisdom, much more knowledge than us. When we was walking in the through the market the other day with the kids, and we saw an egg stall, and on the egg stall there were some chickens.
I remember.
The chickens looked very realistic, but the kids were like, is that real? And I started laughing. I was like, no. And the man, it was an African man, he started laughing. He was like, they need to go back home. They need to go back home and run after the chickens like how I did. And I agreed with him. I was like, I know, they should, innit? Because we're in England. We're in London. There's not many places apart from the zoo, and zoo is not reality, really.
Zoo is full of depressed animals.
Yeah, there's not many places where children can see what animals really look like, safe animals really look like in their habitat. If my children were in Africa or Jamaica and they saw chickens and whatever, they wouldn't. What kind of question is it real? But it's my kids' reality. How would they know if it's real or not? They haven't seen a real chicken before. That's not on the TV.
Exactly.
That's not an ignorant question for them. You know. So when that man said that, I was like, it's true. Like if even me as a 30-odd-year-old, if I went and was with chickens, I'll probably be like, because I'm not used to it. It shouldn't be like that. realistically, we should be around certain things and experience certain things, because chickens really can't do nothing to you. It's okay to eat chicken, but you don't even know what a chicken looks like.
Yeah, you couldn't kill a chicken. You can eat it and have fried chicken and all that. But if someone said to you, all right, you're not getting no chicken in a packet anymore, go and find the chicken and kill it. No, I can't kill it.
I'm not going to kill it.
That's what we've come to in society now.
But you eat what other people kill for you. Like, it's good to see and meet other people and do other things. And that's what I hope that my kids will get. Because they are naive to things of the whole world, because we live in London. And at the moment, me and their dad haven't been able to provide them the opportunities to go and see a broader horizon of the world. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the point that we were making is we can't just be stuck in... Our minds can't be stuck in the place where we are. Whatever we can do, which is communicate. We might not be able to go to different countries at the moment, but we can communicate to people from anywhere,
Yeah. So, we've just to round it off with me, and I think if I'm just going to put my little 2 cents in, right, I reckon that as a guy, I think lots of guys are like this. If someone does something for us, even if it's a little thing, we're very appreciative. So if someone reached out to me and said, I like your podcast, or if I drop something and I'm carrying walking, someone pick up my wallet and I'm so appreciative. If I struck up a conversation with that person, and then they were like, oh, and we were talking, I could probably be friends with that person quite easily, just from that one little thing that they did. Or if someone I know helped me out once and I needed help, I'll be appreciative. I won't love them off forever, but I would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
The same way, if you do something negative, I really don't like it and I'll cut you off. That's how I am, and I think quite a few guys are more like that. Maybe you guys out there can tell me something different.
Yeah, I think men are a bit more harsh like that.
I'm like that.
I don't just cut people off like that. I don't just cut them off, but I don't know.
Maybe it's just how I am, and I think other guys are like that. I got my brothers, who I grew up with. They're my friends. I don't need extra friends. If I did have and they're not around no more, there's a reason. I got my wife. I talk to my wife about everything. I got my kids. And I've got other people who I've met through work, a few people, or through doing podcasting or whatever that I've spoken to, and I get along with them and I can have good conversation, and that's what matters. But if you're coming to me telling me about a few years ago you done this thing to me and blah blah blah, and then I say, yeah, but back then this is what was happening, and it's still not getting it, I will be like, okay, touch, see you later. I won't see them later though, and that's it. Yeah, so I don't know. Me and Shemeika talk about things, and luckily you guys get to see how the dynamics work.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you wanted to say?
I wanted to say something, but I forgot now.
Yeah, did I keep? But
it's good to just be open to. But me in the place the area where I live, on my school run, and when I see people, everyday people I see they must live in the neighbourhood, I say hello to everyone. I talk and if there's a chance of striking up a small conversation, then I do, because I think that it's nice to be in a community of people. And don't get me wrong, some people I don't say hello to. I began saying hello to them, but some people are very standoffish. They might say hello to you here and there, and then they'll stop. Or if they're with certain other kind of people, they'll say hello to you if they're on their own. But if they're with somebody else that act like they didn't see you, those kind of people I don't say hello to, because I just think you're not genuine.
Yeah, when they're next by themselves, they get blank.
If you're on your own and you say hello to me, and you're with somebody else and you cannot say hello to me, then you have a problem. So I don't want to talk to you. I'm not going to go out of my way to say hello to you because you're a fraud. But generally, I say hello to everybody that I see, that I know, that I see on a day-to-day basis, or I smile.
Go on.
Yeah, and I think that is how we should live. I think we should all live like that.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna cut it here because we've been trying to get to the point so that we can like have a good like block of conversation.
I've enjoyed this conversation. I think
It's been good.
It's realistically, we're talking about stuff that happened this week and
because that's what we're trying to do, innit?
How we are like.
If stuff happens this week, we will try and remember it because so much stuff happens and talk to you guys about it. But we're trying to like get to the points we can have conversation. Then you guys now, if you're listening on the podcast, you go to the show notes and you click the link. You can speak to us on WhatsApp, email, Twitter, Instagram. It's all there. And ask us any question that we can get back to you or even carry on to another episode. Our social medias, young, the number 3, then the word coupled, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Email is podcast@youngfreeandcoupled.com, and our website is youngfreeandcoupled.com, where you can have a look at so much stuff to do with us. So we're gonna go, guys. We're gonna keep everything nice and good for you. So on the next one, you'll have another great conversation to hear.
Yes.
That's
and
right.
thank you again for tuning in. And
bye.
That's it.
Bye.
Are you gonna go and look up in the camera's face now?
No, I won't because I don't want to do it too much because people are gonna get used to it.
I like it when you do that though.
What, my little dances at the end? Maybe on the next one.